Hello, lovely ladies and badasses who dared to don that title. I'm Rayanna Starr. I am your host of Empowering Women Entrepreneurs to Succeed in Business. And this lovely lady next to me, I want to point that way, but it reverses it and mirrors it. Zoom does. So I'm going to point this way, even though she's to my left. She's probably to my right when I post this on Facebook. My friend and client, Susan McDonald, and she has an extraordinary story about survival. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how she can help you if you're in a similar situation than she's been. And then we're going to just wrap up and she'll give some words of wisdom and advice. Now, please take me up on these getting to know you interviews, ladies. We used to call them badass boss babe interviews, but I'm rebranding because a lot of people get triggered by boss or babe or badass. So I'm rebranding. But for right now, if you, and I'll have a link up there to schedule one of these with me. They're called Getting to Know You interviews. They're free. And the reason for these interviews is for us to all get to know each other and become more real, not just a name on a screen. And for us to get a feel for each other's energy, personality, sincerity, and just women, we're natural networkers. We love to support. We love to collaborate. We like to build community. And that's what I want to do in this group, is to be a little different, not nickel dime you to death and charge you for every little thing I do for you. I want us to do business with each other as women and support each other and get to know each other. So that's what these interviews are all about. And Susan's finally taken me up on it. She feels ready. She's been a little shy about it for a while, but she's finally getting more comfortable getting on video. Now, Susan did our women, we used to call it the Level Up Badass Boss Babe Boot Camp. I'm rebranding it. And I don't know what I'm going to call it right now, but it's called, I think right now, Have It All. And it's all about knowing who your ideal, your soulmate client is, getting more visible, getting comfortable selling. Susan's still figuring that out, working on it. It's a 3-month boot camp, but we also look at, as women, society's dumped a lot of expectations on us to do more, be more. We're suffering from that Wonder Woman complex of trying to be all things to all people, and we get left behind somewhere in the process. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and you're really struggling in your business and you just need some guidance, that boot camp is coming up here shortly, and I'll be posting more about that in a separate post. But right now, it's all about you, Susan McDonald. And I'm so proud of you because you're putting yourself out there. You're getting more visible. This is part of that process. So, I know your story, Susan, and it's an extraordinary one, but tell me a little bit about why you joined my group and then why you did the boot camp first, the Badass Boss Babe boot camp. And then I want you to tell your story a little bit after that. So let's start there. How was it that you got in my group, we got connected, and you said, oh yeah, I need to work with her?
Yeah, well, I think the reason why I kind of joined the group is, well, I saw you on Facebook and you're doing a whole bunch of amazing little videos on, helping women get their business out there, and the personal touch and being imperfection about being perfect and not being perfect is okay. And I don't know, it just caught my eye, and I've been trying to get a little business together for a little while, geared on something different. It was more about energizing women that had fatigue. So I can tell a little bit after my business afterwards, but it kind of started that way. I wanted to get out there and wasn't sure how to get out there. And so I saw your group, and I just decided to take the leap of faith. And I really liked how you were getting the message out. So that's how I ended up joining. And I can tell you it was a great group. We're still connected with the ladies that are in the group when we first started. And I'm still, once in a while get in, chat with them a little bit, and we're kind of bouncing ideas. And empowering each other. So it's been quite amazing. So it was a great group.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. This group and the boot camp that I run for women to balance your work and your life is to build community and connection. And I'm so glad to hear that everybody's staying connected with me, of course, but with each other. And what was your biggest takeaway?
I guess like that I was more than capable to be able to get out there, and there was a couple limiting beliefs that were stopping me. So I think that's the main thing for me anyways. You know, scared to get out there. I know a lot of people are afraid to like get on video, for instance. So I think that was my biggest intake, and I guess just the great support that you and Michael did for myself in general, and also as a group as whole. I felt safe in the group, and was able to share some things that were holding me back. So it was really good.
Yeah, and it's been great to see how much you've grown as you're being consistent in your posting, you're being more visible, you're experimenting and getting yourself out there, and this is part of that. So tell me, a little bit about you. Share your journey of survival and kicking cancer's ass, because you recently just found out that you're free and clear right now, that it's in remission, right?
Yeah, in a sense it is, yeah. So it's
in a sense.
Great.
So
in a sense.
Yeah, so Susan is a cancer survivor, breast cancer. Tell us your story, like how far back ago were you diagnosed, and what is it that's caused you to survive and kick cancer's ass?
Right. Well, I think kind of goes even way back before I was even diagnosed. Just a brief summary. I've always eaten healthy. I've always been active. I've always, tried to be mindful with everything that I've, grown up. My love of nature and, helping others, and even getting, if somebody got stuck in the snow, I could help them out. So I've always kind of like done that. I worked at a whole bunch of jobs prior to my diagnosis. I was diagnosed in January of 2019. So to say the least, I was completely shocked that I was diagnosed. And it wasn't just like one stage, it was stage 4, which they also call metastatic cancer. A lot of people don't know what that means, but it's basically
meaning it's metastasized to other parts of your body.
Yeah, it's spread. Yeah, I have stage 4 breast cancer, and it's also was in my left hip bone. My great doctors did a biopsy, found that it was breast cancer in there. So to say the least, I was kind of shocked, because I've always been healthy, and my only issue I had was that I always had fatigue, but I always thought it was like either playing tons of sports or all my physical jobs that I worked for in the past. So I didn't think anything of it. I mean, I made sure I went and see my doctor and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of shocking, to say the least. But I don't know, whatever reason, I found something strength inside of me and said, like, I'm not going anywhere without a fight with this with this cancer. So I've just kind of just geared it even more to eating even healthier, and I'm working on being more mindful, and, trying not to stress over the big things and worry about the dark cloud over my head that's always there, because you never know what your treatment's going to do, if it's going to continue working or not. So you always have that in the back of your mind. But I'm just like wanting to move forward, because I don't think that with anyone that has stage 4 cancer, I don't think that your life is ending. I mean, the good thing about now is the medication and different treatments that are available for stage 4 of any type of cancer is improving. So the chance of survivor is a lot higher than it used to be. So
yeah, and also people who seem to have a better chance of survival will leverage both Western medicine and holistic medicine, and do both, and make lifestyle changes. I have a friend, a housemate here, who's also survived. I think she was at stage 3 breast cancer, and it was a combination of things that she did, and she kicked cancer's ass too. So how are you using this experience to help others? What's your service that you provide?
The service I'm going to provide actually helping women take personal ownership in themselves, actually, through well, any struggles that they're having. So if a lot of women are struggling with a lot of side effects that they get with their medication, or they're having issues with how to eat healthy, or what, I mean, once they get diagnosed, they're like, okay, now what do I do? So I think that's where I'm kind of gearing towards, and getting them
kind
to
of
be
a cancer concierge in a way,
kind of
helping
thing.
them, helping
Yeah.
them navigate and letting them know that she's learning how to sell. So I'm going to step in here a little bit.
Yeah.
She helps if you've been recently diagnosed with cancer, not just breast cancer, but any cancer as a woman, there are things that you do have control over.
Mm-hmm.
And Susan helps you navigate that so you're not alone. Her service is coaching you through cancer, and she calls it, having cancer as a roommate. And I don't know if you're still calling it that, but when she was in my Badass Boss Babe boot camp, she was playing around with the branding. So what she does is she helps you walk through the experience in a variety of ways, helping you with your mindset, helping you make lifestyle choices. What else about that? Helping you just cope emotionally, helping you with energy.
Yeah, and I mean, anything, it's definitely going to be like a personalized program for each individual, because each individual is different, and each individual is different with their type of cancer. But I think the main things are very similar, of, how to deal with different things, how to navigate through it. And that's where I'll be there. So you don't, like you were saying, that they don't feel alone, because I definitely didn't feel alone. I had a lot of help along the way. I still do. So, but I've noticed a lot of more women that are getting diagnosed, they don't know where to turn to, and there's not enough people that can help them kind of go through it, right? So
yeah, and there's a lot of from what I've read and from people I've talked to who've had cancer, and just the little bit of research I do out of curiosity, is having a supportive network around you is a key to survival. Mm-hmm. I understand that's huge. I remember a friend of mine who had bladder cancer, and then it eventually metastasized to her lungs, and it's eventually what killed her. But I remember her telling me when she went into treatment, for chemo, that there was a woman in there that was all alone, and she was angry and defeated and sad. There was no one in her life that cared, and she was going through that all by herself. And this friend of mine, Denise, rest in peace, Denise, I miss you, girl, would go in there with a cheerful attitude and, try and, appreciated all the nurses, everyone was there, and would just try and bring joy and uplift the mood. And she was that way until the day she died. Because I pretty much talked to her every day. I would talk to her every day to minister to her. I was her bright light. I was the one always bringing her hope. And I had agreed to do that to her. I made her that promise. She said, yeah, I really need that from you, because everybody else is worried and this and that. And I need someone that has hope. And I'm like, okay, that will be my job in your journey. So what do you find has been the biggest challenge for you in living with cancer?
Well, I think just mostly like that dark cloud that I was mentioning before. It kind of never goes away. It kind of fades for a little bit, but when you go and get get your appointments, you get scans, blood work, which I probably will have to have for the rest of my life because it is stage 4. But after that's kind of over, I've kind of focused more on, instead of just surviving, I'm focusing more on thriving and enjoying
Good for you.
Life's moments instead, right? I mean,
good for you.
Anyways, but I don't know how long I'll be here for. I don't plan on, leaving tomorrow, but there's lots of sisters that I've I've noticed have passed away recently, and it makes it's a challenge to try and be hopeful and confident when you have cancer. But I'm not. You can choose to go that way, and I guess it depends on how well your treatment's going. Mine's going really well, so I thought about that before I came on here on what it would be like, how my attitude would be different, if it would be different if it wasn't going well. And
yeah,
I think I would still feel the same way. I think it would be a little bit more challenging, but the person that I am, I'm a fighter, so I'm not planning on, taking it down without a fight. So that's kind of like how I go with it.
So there's another quality survivors have in common is they fight, and they take responsibility. They're part of their own treatment. Let me ask you this, Susan, what gifts has cancer brought to your life since you've been diagnosed? What gifts have you gotten from it that if you had not been diagnosed with cancer, you wouldn't have? Probably.
I mean, it's not funny, but time. I've given time, like with my family, friends, and animals that I have, and just the time to enjoy nature more. All my jobs and stuff before cancer were very physical, very high demanding, very stressful jobs. So cancer is giving me the opportunity to be less stressful, be more mindful of myself, enjoy the moments, and just living life the best I can. I
love it.
I had that so much before. So always hustle and bustle.
So in your business of coaching women through cancer, you said you personalized the program for each woman.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you helping women through? It can be a variety of things, but why should someone hire you to coach them through cancer? What are the things you can help them with? What are the benefits they would receive?
Well, I'm uniquely qualified for it. I mean, I'm going through it, so I get them. I understand what you're through. I mean, my treatment may be different than theirs, but just being, I guess, a good listener, but everyone has their unique things, what they're struggling with. So I think with that personal one-on-one kind of thing, and even later on have it as, a group setting of, so many more women and men actually to be supportive of each other going through the cancer journey, because everyone experiences the thing, same scariness, the same fears, and
just knowing that you've been there and you know what they're going through, the fact that you can go there with them emotionally and be with them and hear it and not be afraid, and I would think that would be very comforting for people.
Yeah, I think so as well, because like you said, with some people that you've known, they felt very alone. I mean, unfortunately, there's so many people that are getting diagnosed, with cancer daily that, there's not enough, as I feel, cancer coaches, there's not enough supportive people to basically cover all
that
the
are
people
unbiased. They're not part of the system or wanting to prescribe a drug or a supplement. You're merely just wanting to be their cancer concierge and help them navigate that and let them know, hey, I'm here to support you through it.
Exactly. I think that's the main thing. Another thing is, because I'm also certified in holistic nutrition, I can help them that way as well. So I think that's kind of an added bonus, but it just mostly through my experience and what's been working for me. So
helping them navigate lifestyle changes.
I think it'd be a huge benefit to someone to work with me.
Okay, so the benefits of working with Susan if you have cancer is someone else that's been there, done that, someone who can go there with you, who knows what you're going through, who can empathize, but also with her certification in nutrition, she's not just relying on the medical system in Canada to heal her. She's also taking matters into her own hands. She reduced a lot of stress in her life. She has slowed way down. She's made dietary changes, exercise changes, mindset changes. She's living every day to the fullest. She's living with cancer, not dying from cancer. There's a lot. And sometimes we don't have the right people, or I wouldn't say the right people, but the people in our lives, often the ones who love us most, can't necessarily be there for you the way you need them to be, because they're just too effective. It's too close to home for them. So hiring someone like Susan to coach you through cancer can help you navigate things, the choices you need to make, help you when you're afraid or angry, going through those stages of grief. So please consider contacting Susan. Susan, in the comments below, once I post this in the group, give people a way to contact you. And she'll do a consultation with you for free to talk about and get to know you about what's happening. And then she will create a program specifically for you to help you. She's very reasonable. And I want to support her, but I want to support you if you have been diagnosed with cancer and you're afraid and not sure what to do or who to listen to. So I want to ask you this, Susan, if you had advice you wanted to give, like a rooftop message that you could shout from the rooftops for everyone to hear and heed, what would that message be?
I would say cancer is scary, but you can definitely empower yourself to make your life much better.
So even though cancer's scary, you can still live a good quality of life and enjoy life and actually use cancer to wake you up and go, wow, what's really important in life?
Yeah, very true.
Well, Susan, is there anything else you want to say that maybe I didn't ask the right question? Is there anything else you want to share that's important to you for women in this group to get to know you better and for them to understand how you can support them?
Just basically say that I'm here for you.
She's there for you.
Yeah,
I love it.
You won't feel alone.
Yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today, Susan, and sharing your story. I really appreciate the vulnerability and the authenticity of it and your desire to use a life-threatening experience you've had as a way to help others. I really admire and appreciate that. That's really a wonderful thing that you're doing.
Well, thank you, Rihanna, for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to doing even more videos and getting out there even more. So
good. Well, I look forward to seeing you and make sure you're posting them in our group.
Absolutely.
All right, honey, take care.
Okay.
Bye.